Everyone around you should get to experience the best version of you, but for some reason, you're holding her back. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Growing Isn't Pretty. I'm Nilita, and today I want to talk about the fact that there are a lot of us, and I'm going to put myself in this category actually. I'm slowly but surely coming out of it, but I definitely want to put myself in this category. There are a lot of us that are holding back from allowing other people to experience the most authentic version of ourselves, and that could be for a number of reasons. It could be because you're embarrassed of who that person is. It could be because someone once upon a time told you that you need to suppress her, that she's too much, she's too loud, she does too much, she thinks too much, she's too smart for her own good. She's too opinionated, or whatever it was, or she's not good enough, she's not artistic, she's not clever, she's not bold enough. Whatever that is, you can fill in the blank for yourself. It is okay if you have ever experienced someone suppressing your voice, someone putting you down, whether that was apologies guys. This video is for someone who has ever felt like they have been put down, shamed, told that you need to be quiet, that you're too loud, or whatever it is. You can fill in the blank for yourself. Whatever someone has ever told you, I'm here to tell you today that they are a liar. They're a liar. Their mum's a liar, their dad's a liar, the whole fucking family line is a liar. They are all liars. It is not true. And if it was yourself, by the way, because it's not always external, sometimes it's us that does damage to ourselves, you're a liar too. Okay? Put yourself in that box. You are a liar. Okay? It is not true. So let's just dive into a few of the ways that have definitely helped me come out of my shell a little bit. And I really hope that these help you too. Let's get into it. Clarify who she is. Who is this woman in your mind that is bold and out there? What is it that you want to do that you're not doing? What is it that you are holding back from? Clarify who that woman is. How does she walk? How does she talk? How does she dress? How does she show up? How does she articulate herself? How does she present herself to the world and to herself, right? Because who you are behind closed doors is your true authentic self. Who you are in front of everyone else is sometimes a facade, but what you want to do, the goal is to merge the two so that you are authentically you 24/7. And yes, there are going to be different aspects of you that everyone else gets, right? My partner might not get the same version of me that my brother and my sister will, or my parents will. And that's normal. I think that's very, very normal for you to adapt to, the way that you act with certain people, depending on the circumstances or the individual. But what we're talking about is the fundamental characteristics, your essence, who you really truly are. You should be able to put every single friendship group, every single family member in a room together for like your birthday, and you show up as yourself and they all recognize you, right? I think it's very true to how you've been living your life. If that was the situation, if you were to act out that scenario and everyone in this friendship groups is like, who is this version of her? Or your parents were like, who is this child? Or your sister and your brother were like, why is she acting this way, right? You don't want that to happen. What you would like is for them to all be able to go, that's the girl that we know. That is when you know that you are truly being yourself around every single person. And that is a beautiful way to live life, because trying to keep up with 101 different personalities is draining. Trying to maintain face for every single different group that you have in your life is tiring. Like ain't nobody got time for that. So I repeat, clarify who she is. What are her core values? What does she believe in? Does she give to charity? Does she give to church? Who is she at her core, right? So get a blank piece of paper and write down every single aspect, every single characteristic, every single value, every single moral, every single part of this person that you either A, are at heart, or B, you want to become. Write her down. Everything. What does her physical activity levels look like? Does she play tennis? Does she dance? Is she part of cheerleading? I really want to get into cheerleading. I don't know. That's probably why it came into my mind. how does she show up? What does she eat? Does she go out? When does she go out? How often does she go out? What does her finances look like? What does her spiritual life look like? What does her relationships look like? Write down, okay, guys? You need to get up, go on Google and type in the wheel of life, okay? And you need to basically write. Oh, there's a hoverfly outside my window. Ew! Get away! You need to write down, sorry, so easy distracted. You need to write down all of the aspects of the woman that you'd like to become. And then you're going to basically break down where you are right now and where she is and how can you close the gap. One thing that really, really helped me on this journey as well, actually, was to change my mindset and to think to myself, I am robbing people of an authentic interaction with me if I show up as anyone else other than my true self. And that for me was like profound when I started to genuinely adopt that way of thinking into my life, because what I had noticed was prior to that way of thinking, everyone around me was getting a slightly watered down version of my true self. And I feel like I still could put people in the same room together, but I wouldn't necessarily be comfortable because I would be overthinking, am I being my true self? Is this who I really am? Is this person getting the true version of me? You know, am I happy right now with this friendship group, being around this friendship group? Because what if they don't get along? And what if their vibes are different? And what if their energy is different? And then I realized, what is a common denominator? And it's like, you are the common denominator. Every interaction I have with people, if I'm not being my true authentic self, I am robbing them of an experience, because I'm a great fucking person and you are an amazing human being. And what we have to do, I'm gonna talk to you like a big sis right now. What we have to do is to genuinely understand that we're fucking amazing. Excuse my French. We are an amazing human being. You are a beautiful child of God, and you have to adapt that way of thinking. When people get to interact with you, when they are blessed with your presence, okay? And it is a blessing to be in your presence, my presence, their presence, each other's presence, right? Every time I interact with someone, I'm like, I'm so grateful that I get to speak to this person right now. Your beautiful soul, your beautiful energy, your beautiful face, you're just your beautiful being, right? So when you get to interact with people, just think to yourself, this person is either going to get a watered down, shy, timid, uncomfortable version of me, or they're going to get my most authentic self. And by the way, if your authentic self is shy, is timid, is quiet, that's fine. Be her and be proud of that. But if you are loud, bubbly, banterous, vibrant, and then when you go outside, you don't talk to anyone, like that's one thing that I'm really, really, really trying to overcome right now, because I can be quite introverted and I'm very loud. I'm very, well, not loud, but I'm very like bubbly and I'm very banterous and I love to laugh and I'm weird and I do wacky random stuff. And I've started slowly but surely doing that outside of my comfort zone, outside of my circle, my family, my friends. And the response that I'm getting is I'm opening doors for people to be weird as well, for them to be loud too, for them to be bold as well in return. And it's a beautiful experience because you just make friends quicker. Like you break the ice so much quicker. The other day a girl walked up to me on the train and I think I was coming back from I think I was coming back from an event or something, and she walked up to me. She was like, I really love your braids. I had braids at the time. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And she was like, do you do the braids like yourself? And obviously in my head I was like, thank you, conversation's finished now, press play on my headphones. And she was like, oh, do you do them yourself? And then she started talking to me and I was like, okay, Lalita, you can either go into your shell and be a bit shy and be your introverted self, or you can just be your authentic self and see where it goes. And I was like, I'm gonna go with my authentic self. And 2 seconds later we were like fucking best of friends, laughing, catching up. I know about her job, and she got a really cool job, and we were talking about like my career and what she does and what I do and what we want to do in like 5 years time. And then we exchanged numbers, and like it happens very quickly. And being my authentic self allowed that to happen. Had I been my introverted self, which is a bit more shut down, reserved, and can come across quite cold, had I been her, I truly believe that I wouldn't have gained a friend. and now we're going to go church together. So it's just beautiful. Like, you never know who God's going to put in your life and how it's going to affect you in the positive way or negative way, but you never know unless you open your heart to that experience. And that only comes with being your authentic self. Because if there's another shy person in the room and you're both shy, and then you make eye contact and you both acknowledge that you're both shy, like, you're both being like your authentic selves, and you just made friends with another shy person, then you can be shy together, you know. And then usually most shy people are shy when they're outside, but when they're not outside, they're actually just like very chilled, cute human beings. And for all you know, that person is matching your vibe, but because you're being someone else, or because you're suppressing who you truly are, you're not allowing the people that are on the same vibration as you to connect with you. And that is doing the world a disservice. I truly believe that we are doing the world a disservice if we do not show up as our authentic selves. So more of that, less of the other. Thank you. The last thing I did that was really helpful for me on this journey was to focus on my own journey and not anyone else's. Girl, from time to time, I can look over on someone else's grass and assume that it's greener than my own. I can look in their garden and think it's bigger and more luscious and has more amenities than my own. But the truth is, it really don't. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these fancy apps, the media, magazines, everything is exaggerated from the truth with a sprinkle of honesty in there, and we have to take it with a pinch of salt. You cannot look at someone else's Instagram account and be like, that is what I want, I'm so sad that I don't have it, as opposed to being like, I'm so inspired by that goal, I would love to have that for myself, for however that looks like for me. And this is one thing that when I say really, guys, I mean I really had to work on this, because I was focused so much on what that person had that it was sapping the joy out of what I was doing, my own experience, my own life. And I just can't imagine why anyone would want to live a life where you're constantly comparing yourself to someone else's highlight reel or their highlight moment, right? You know, that visual where it's like the mountain, and then you got the sea, and then you can see all of this stuff underneath it, right? The amount of work that they had to put into getting to that point, that place, but you only see the peak. And we're comparing our entire journey, we're comparing our underneath to their peak, and that's not fair, because there's a whole list of things, years and years of challenges and trials and tribulations and struggles and tears and sweat and blood and problems and setbacks that they had to overcome to get to this one picture that we're seeing. And we're comparing our entire 5-year timeline to that one picture, and it's just not fair. And it's not fair on you, it's not fair on that other person as well. So one thing that I've really had to focus on for myself was just to, where am I? What do I need? What does Nilita need? What do you need in your own journey? You are the most important person in your life. Start acting like it. Give yourself the time and attention that you need. Put the phone down. Unfollow that person online if that's what needs to be happening. If you are consistently comparing your existence to someone's snapshot moment, you are losing time, you are not in the present, and you are doing the world and yourself a huge disservice. So I'm going to leave it there. Such a happy note. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. And just remember, please, everyone has their downfalls. Everyone has their moments. Everyone hits their rock bottom. They're not special when you're not special, in a sense where it doesn't apply to you, right? Everyone has a moment. It is what you do with that moment that defines who you are as a person. I believe in you so much. You have fucking got this. And I'll see you in the next video. Besitos.